Hello, Ariel and Chaya.
Hi.
Yesterday during dinner time, I could recognize again how I would say simple-minded I am sometimes, and no, not sometimes, mostly, and a bit, I would describe it as childish when it's about meeting women and dating women.
Okay.
What do you mean by simple-minded?
Well, I think he is hard on himself. See, I'm a very simple minded man, but I don't find fault with myself for being simple. You know, that's just the way it is.
Well, the thing is, when I meet somebody I really like, or I think I really like her, then my fantasy goes very quickly up and thinks, does she have a boyfriend? Should I meet her again? What can I do?
Well,
Even though I don't know absolutely nothing about this person, this woman.
you could say, I find you attractive and I'd like to date you if you're available.
Mm.
What do you think about that?
Would be a bit strange if she's married or.
No. I have had people for me, and I've seen it with other people. If somebody comes up and says, I find you attractive, and if you're available, I'd love to go out with you. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, oh, thank you so much. I'm married, but I feel very flattered. It's a compliment to be found attractive, and you're not just blanket asking someone out in Shaya's approach. You're giving them a choice.
Okay. I didn't see it like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a lot of energy around this thing, as though you should have it together. We all think we should be cooler than we are. We should handle rejection real well. Except they may not be rejecting you. You may reject you first and say they wouldn't want to go out with me. I remember when I was a different person. I mean, much younger and not in a relationship. There were women that I saw that I thought, oh, they'd never want to go out with me.
Okay.
And they did.
Okay.
Okay. So you just have to be brave,
Yeah, that would be good, yeah.
I also think what the three of us talked about was great. Now, if we set that aside for a moment, because that's like an idea, on some level, I think you're working too hard, because over the course of the weekend seminar we just did, over the course of Zoom, when I've seen you places, I see women indicate their attraction to you. But in general, I believe your ideas of yourself or your story gets in between. So you don't actually look and register that they find you attractive. In a way, they're signaling. It's like being at an auction and they're holding up their paddle going, over here, and you don't count their bid because you don't think they're trying to bid on you.
I think they don't mean it seriously.
Why does dating have to be serious?
Well, if you seriously date, you won't have much fun.
Okay.
See, if you're trying to get somewhere, rather than just go out and have a cup of coffee with someone and see where it leads, you're trying to get to the end of the story before you read the first chapter.
Yeah, that's the point, yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
Well, our friend Zoe recently wrote a blog about how she finally got the idea of dating, which was, even when she was looking at profiles online, that if she found somebody interesting, she indicated her interest, where before it was like, oh, this one, it won't lead anywhere. That one lives too far away. This one is the wrong age group. Like, she had found so many ways to disregard herself and her interests. And she found that for some people, going out and having a cup of coffee, that was the beginning, middle, and end of that particular relationship. And she found it quite satisfying and rich because she was not driving it to relationship.
Mm.
Shia was a one-night stand that I made a pass at because I was so frustrated because the guy I was trying to get to behave and be seriously interested in me had blown me off. So I was fine. I'm just
Mm.
gonna go. Well, he's old enough to be my father. I can just go have some fun tonight. And I asked him
And
out,
we did
and
have
we had some
fun.
fun.
And then we had fun the next night and the next night. And now 40 years later, we're still having fun.
That's great.
But if you reject you first, they don't have a chance.
Yeah. And I do that all my life.
Well,
Have done
and
is very different than do.
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm.